Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. All right. In the grand narrative of history, even small voices can carry powerful messages. And that's why, in today's video thought for the day, I take the shortest book in the Bible, Old Testament at least, shortest book in the Old Testament, Obadiah, 21 little verses, and I give it to you in 4 minutes or less as your video thought for the day. Now, the book of Obadiah, it is, as I said, the shortest in the Old Testament, but it's got a very potent prophecy about pride, betrayal, and ultimate justice. And though it just spans these 21 verses, its message echoes throughout the ages. So let me give you a summary of the book first, and then a memorable verse out of Obadiah, and then we'll talk about practical applications. First, the summary. Now, Obadiah was likely written or placed as written in around 586 BC. It focuses on God's judgment against Edom. Now, that's not Judah, that's not Israel. Edom is a nation that descended from Esau, the twin brother of Jacob. The Edomites are related as ultimately children of Abraham and Isaac. They're related, but they're not Israelites. They broke off before Jacob. And the Israelites are ultimately their kinsmen, but the Edomites, during Babylon's destruction of Jerusalem, they betrayed the Jews. And so this betrayal of the Jews is one that God not only paid attention to, but spoke a word out through Obadiah in prophecy. Obadiah prophesied the downfall of Edom and linked it to their pride and their cruelty, even as he promised and prophesied restoration for Israel. So let me give you a memorable verse. Obadiah 1:15 says that the day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your own head. Paul said it this way in his letter to the Galatians: don't be deceived. God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that also shall he reap. It's the same principle. And this verse encapsulates the book's theme of divine justice and the consequences of one's actions. We can't think, even though we worship a forgiving and merciful God, and he calls us to be forgiving people, we can't think that actions don't have consequences. They do. So let me close by giving you a practical application. Obadiah warns against the dangers of pride, betrayal, and rejoicing in others' misfortunes. And it challenges us to examine our own relationships, especially to those close to us. Are we loyal in times of trouble? Do we help those in need? Or do we take advantage of or pleasure in their vulnerability? The book reminds us that our actions have consequences, and true security will come from humility, not arrogance. It will come from humility and faithfulness to God. So, like the brief but powerful prophecy of Obadiah, our lives may seem small in the grand scheme of history. Yet this book reminds us that every action matters before God's eyes. May we learn from Edom's mistakes, choosing compassion over cruelty, humility over pride, and faithfulness over betrayal. That's why I've made this your video thought for today.